Hey y'all, let's be real. No one likes to cook a meal after a 9 to 5 workday. How about assembling a dinner instead? Have you ever thought about that? Where you do all the prep on Sundays and you let your mind sort of go on autopilot on the day. So all you have to do is put things together and you have dinner in 15 minutes. I'm Alex, Empress Hot Sauce is my business and meal prepping is my routine. My idea, and hopefully you can steal it, is that you don't really have to think on weekdays to make your dinner. And it's a lot faster than ordering takeout and it's a lot healthier. So first things first, we're going to cut an onion and cut a green pepper. I'm adding a lot of oil because we're gonna be putting spices in and you're gonna want a lot of that oil to start extracting some of that flavor. If you don't have enough oil in there, yes, it might be healthier for you, but it won't taste as good. Right now I have like a healthy slight covering on the bottom and we're just gonna wait for this to heat up. See how it's starting to bubble? That means we're at a good temp. So I'm gonna turn down the temp a little bit to a medium. You can see the sizzle immediately. Temp's gonna go down. Right now, to sort of let this cook down, sweat, get a little sweeter, get rid of a little bit of its water, but we don't want any color. This will take about 5 minutes. Another thing you may want to consider is that when you're doing this, you actually want to make sure that the pan or pot that you're doing it in is okay for highly acidic things. Like we have a cast iron and I would never do a shakshuka in a cast iron because it would actually leach out all of the seasoning and basically break it down. Something else is a little bit more enamel, a little bit more coated. That's okay because the acidic ingredients will not impact the lining. You can also do it like a non-stick or a stainless steel. That also works. Now I've added in the spices, some tomato paste after sweating the onions and green pepper. I've also added in a can of chopped tomatoes and a very small jar of marinara. Basically the marinara helps me add more flavor without me doing more work. And now I'm just gonna have this come up to a simmer, very low bubble. And then once that reduces, we're gonna see where the flavors are, add salt and pepper as needed, add a bit more olive oil as needed, and we should be done with this. And then you can make this into 3 different meals. So while we're making a super rich, super delicious shakshuka, it would be good to have something that you can put on top, have on the side, that sort of breaks through all that richness. For me, I'm thinking like a simple pickled red onion. Now I've just finished chopping all of my red onions. They're really, really super duper thin. And I'm gonna start putting them into a jar. Since we use a lot of red onions, I'm just repurposing a large jar that we've gotten at Costco. Shameless plug. And I will fit all of this into here. And then we will then cover it with the pickling liquid. It's very simple. It's a simple ratio, a 3-to-1 ratio, where it's 3 parts water, 2 parts vinegar, 1 part sugar. So I already measured out half a cup of sugar here, and so I'm just gonna pour this in. Next, I'm gonna take 2 things of vinegar. I'm gonna do 1 and 1, just to make sure that I'm getting a little extra flavor. In Taiwan, we can use rice vinegar. In the States, feel free to use rice vinegar, apple cider vinegar, champagne vinegar, white vinegar, red vinegar. Your choice, your rules, do what you want. I'm gonna use 1 part rice vinegar, 1 part apple cider vinegar. And now we want 3 parts water. The reason I'm adding in not distilled white vinegar is I want to give it a little bit of flavor. Plus, it also kind of enhances the sugar a little bit. 1, 2, 3. The reason I'm doing it in a pot that's going to be heated a little bit is I just want to incorporate just the sugar into the water. While this is also heating up, I'm going to take a generous pinch of salt and be done. We're just gonna take this off the heat. And again, we don't want it to go boiling. We just want it to get hot enough to incorporate and just gently pour it in. Now we're done here. I'm just gonna lid this. Just gonna flip it over just to get everything on the bottom there. Now we're done with this. We're gonna give it a taste, see if it needs any final spices. It's good, just needs a bit of salt. Just gonna do that. Maybe a few more squirts of oil just to give it a little extra body and richness. If you really want to add a lot of richness, you can like chuck in a little cube of butter and then off the heat and just let it whisk in, and that'll give you a lot of richness, a lot of silkiness. Yep, that's much better. So we're gonna take it, put it into a bowl like this. We're gonna take this nice piece of sourdough that we made earlier. I'm gonna put it right on there. Then we're gonna load it up with 1 beautifully cooked runny egg. And then, as always, a little bit of hot sauce right on top. This is our mango. It's perfect for these kind of rich, unctuous meals because it helps cut through, but it has enough sweetness in it. So it actually allows to meld really, really quickly with it. Yum. Another dinner option is pouring warm shakshuka over rice and then adding marinated chickpeas. Here I've made a simple marinade with olive oil, garlic powder, cumin, salt, and I let it sit for 2 hours. Then I've also added some cilantro and herbs for color. That's pretty good. So now we're gonna take some Napa cabbage. I've cut it down the middle and I'm just going to lay it in a hot pan and then I'm gonna put some weights on it. So this will just take 5-10 minutes because I want to crisp up one side. And once we do that, that will allow us to have a lot more flavor, a lot more texture developed for our shakshuka and for our carbless option. So here is the carbless option that's still pretty high in protein, still super easy to put together. This took less than 15 minutes to put together because the shakshuka was done. The protein here is sous vide chicken that we've already made previously, along with a little bit of that pickled red onion we made previously. So I don't know about you, but I personally don't like to cook too much, too long on the weekdays. So this kind of meal definitely works for me, where I can assemble it in under 15 minutes and get to doing what I want to do. This is super good. This is super duper good. If you want me to make anything else, let me know. I'm here just to help you save time, so you don't have to spend your time cooking and thinking about this, and you can do whatever the hell you really want to do, whatever that is. So again, enjoy.